welcome to the Scott County Public Library for this very special Facebook interview with Margie Rigney, a local artist here in Georgetown whose art will be here in the Scott County Public Library Art Gallery on June 10th for the month of June. It is part of the Lines and Lineage art show and the grand opening Friday, June 10th at 5 p.m. We hope you can make it. And first, we're going to get to know Miss Margie a little bit better. So thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we are so excited to have all your work here today. Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you have brought for this exhibit?
Well, the grouping I brought is something different than I've ever done before. It is, I think, a lot of staying inside with COVID. I shut down for a long time. I couldn't work because artists tend to need other artists, or at least feedback from the public to kind of grow.
Yeah.
So I shut down everything, didn't do anything, and then I just started having these dreams about songs and lyrics, and I decided to put that towards one piece in general, the Rush piece, which is the spirit of radio. And I started doing backgrounds only, working in oils, and then I started adding the feeling and the rhythm of the lyrics, not necessarily like what they mean, but how they make you feel. And the colors, and then I added ink, and then before you knew it, I had 10 pieces. Wow. So they vary from, let's see, I have a 24 by 48, and then I go down as far as 8 by 8.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just, yeah, it's a lot of variety, but they're all centrally themed with lyrics and songs.
So COVID took away some inspiration, but
right.
also brought
and I'll
on
never
some
do
new
these
one.
again, this type of work.
Yeah.
It's what you see is the complete thing. It's not going to be like a new step towards that's going to be what I do. It was a moment in time for me.
That sounds awesome. All right, so now did you grow up doing art all the time, or is this something you picked up later in life?
I think my mother loved ceramics and loved art, so she was really good about letting us participate with that type of thing, but we didn't have a lot of money for it. So I would draw on cereal boxes, envelopes, the pantyhose cardboard.
Yep.
When my sisters would get pantyhose, I would like steal that and draw on that. And then as I got older, I went to college for it, just for about a year and a half, and mixed that with journalism. And then I didn't do it for years. And my son was getting ready to graduate high school. My husband was traveling, so I went and bought a canvas, and I got some paints, and I started painting in the garage about 11 years ago, and then I ended up here.
There you are. Is there one medium that you prefer the best over others?
I love charcoal. I love pen and ink. I love acrylics. The great part about oil is that there's time to correct it, but that's also the bad thing if you're somebody that works fast, because you don't want to wait, and then you end up messing it up. But probably I'd say my start is charcoal and ink.
Awesome. Now, do you have a specific artist or art piece that has inspired you, or has had meaning for you in your life?
You know, I get that asked a lot, but I think most of it is probably local artists feed me. You know, that type of thing
and
for me.
Maybe your environment.
Because I think we've all been exposed to Van Gogh and Monet and all that, to where we don't see it as the effort anymore. We see it as the product.
Yep.
But when you go and see local artists and you see that they are passionate about it and they're living, you get that from them.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think probably living artists that are local, that can talk about their work, are the best source of passion.
That's a great perspective, and that gives kudos to all these living
Right.
artists.
Because, you know, if you look back, most of the artists that most people consider the masters were paupers. Just like our local artists are doing it with their spare money. So maybe in time they'll be appreciated for their hard work.
Goodness, that's really great. That's beautiful. Did you want to talk maybe a little bit more about your background, or here in the county, or if there's special spots in Georgetown or any place that you've ever been?
Well, I love vineyards.
Vineyards,
Yeah, for two reasons.
Two reasons? I have to think of one.
Painting and drinking. So, but I do like, you know, and I love Slancha up here is very good about letting us go there and paint outside if we want to, because I love the feedback of people.
They're part of the community, absolutely.
Right. Even if, and most people are, I think a lot of people are afraid to paint in public, but for the most part, the public is very kind. We grow up in schools where too often children are judged as Like, let's put the best one on the board, or let's do this. So early on, we learned to judge ourselves really harshly. So that's why I like going in public, because people are better than you think they are.
That's such a great sentiment. I really like that. Well, I grew up in New York, so I'm used to seeing street artists all the time.
Oh, okay.
And and so to hear that, that's really a different perspective.
Yeah, it's nice. When I first started doing it, it made me nervous. But then the more I did it, the more I realized that everyone wants you to succeed.
That's great. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Well, is there anything that about your art pieces that you're bringing that you're really, really passionate about? It's something that one piece or something that you really are glad to show
all different.
everyone? They're all different. Okay.
And when I did them at the kitchen table, because initially I did them on an easel just for the backgrounds, but the white inking was done at the kitchen table. And so I tried to tune everything out, because I love being in the hub of the house. My studio is upstairs, and I feel removed too much sometimes. It's good for messes, but
the kitchen
for
is the hub of the house, right?
So even if nobody's there, the dog's there. So I would take everything downstairs and just listen to music and let it unfold with nothing in my mind, which is very easy for me. but just see what happened. It was very organic, to the point where when I view it myself, every time I look at it, I see things I've never seen before. And that's what I want people to do. I want them to be able to stand in front of it, discover things in it, go home, come back 2 weeks, and discover new things in it. Because there are so many hidden little things in it. My sister said to me, she said, "I think I see the COVID virus." I said, "You do not see the COVID virus in my thing." But to her, she sees the little spheres, and that represents that for her. So my goal would be that everyone stands in front of it, maybe has a couple lines of the song run through their head, because each one is titled after a song. And even though they don't see the lyrics themselves as words like a tree, or they feel the movement of the tree, or the song, or the passion, or the love that hopefully runs as a thread through all of the work.
Well, I'm really excited about this whole exhibit. I
hope it lives up to it.
I can't imagine it not. And this is, of course, the Lens, Lines, and Lineage Gallery exhibit with Margie Rigney, and the grand opening Friday, June 10th, 5 to 7. We hope you can make it here at the Scott County Public Library. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me, and we cannot wait to see everything up on the gallery
walls. I can't wait
to
see it all together either, because I have not had it, in a presentation like that.
Be a special treat. Thanks again.
Thank
everybody.
you.